We have to do this. We have to do this because this event regarding this repeat offender was not taken apart properly. And I'm the prosecutor in the DA's office. I like to think I'm the go-to when it's like other people haven't been able to make the charges stick and put this person away, that they're like, go over to Nerve Central and tap her and see if she's got room on her slate. Always room on my slate for this one. Now, Meghan Markle is in federal nerve court in the witness box, and she's going to be made to answer for her inconsistencies here because she went over to a Fortune magazine summit. You know, again, Fortune, Forbes. I don't understand why these otherwise esteemed business publications are devaluing their currency by hosting the likes of this grifter. Now, this was held in DC, and we're gonna begin with talking about, by the way, I gotta preface this thing as I'm talking to you now streamed like 8 days ago, and it's struggling at like between 45 and 50K views. Okay, people over at Fortune, over at Forbes, Vogue, which is clearly thinking about putting her on their cover. This is what it gets you. Okay, you're a laughing stock. You're a laughing stock, and nobody's watching. People aren't even rubbernecking anymore. So Meghan, first, our host pays fealty. We got to kiss the ring. Got to kiss the ring. Oh, Meghan, you've been so busy traveling around the globe, but you know, your priorities are in check. Watch it. Let's go. Here we go.
You've been all over the place, and we were talking backstage about how, yes, you've been to Europe. You were just in New York, which congratulations, you just won a humanitarian award for your work with online safety for parents and children. And you made it home for one day to see your kids.
Yes, I had to. We were talking about
day.
that because everyone said, oh, you must have gone from Paris straight to New York. I said, no, I need to see my babies. So went back to California for a day and then continued on. But I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
At your little summit. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you. Okay, this is the takeaway. Meghan is bragging about herself. Oh, you know, I'm just so busy. I mean, everybody thought, you know, I would just go from Paris to New York and then straight to here. But no. I had to see my babies. I had to go home. So I went to California for a day and then I flew back here. And, you know, but I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you. Fuck off. Fuck off. You're flying private, number one. Number two, we all know by now you invited yourself to the Balenciaga show. You know, you fucked up with that little stunt driving by Diana's tunnel. William's going to have your metaphorical head before you effing know it. Oh, and then I had to go to New York to collect this award. My husband was so furious. He couldn't even look at me for the disrespect I showed his dead mother, who he can't get over. I'm just being crude here because they're both disgusting people. Oh, and then, but you know what? Nobody realizes that, you know what, I'm a real mom with real kids. And so I flew home to California because I had to see my babies. And then I flew back here and, you know, I'm really happy to be here, which sounds like DC or the afterthought. And like, I'd really rather not, but like, I'm thrilled. Anyway. Now, our host asks her about how she and Harry planned out what their entrepreneurship and their branding would look like after they landed in California post-Megxit. Now, listen to the question. It's carefully worded, and listen to the answer. Here we go.
So I want to rewind about 5 years ago when you and your husband left England and you descended on Montecito, California, and you planned what your next few years would look like in terms of the business impact you could have and the philanthropic impact you could have. And a lot of initiatives are going. But I want to just go back to that moment of, as you and your husband were planning this out, how did you think about what you wanted to do, what your ambitions could do, and from your seat, what you could do for women?
Well, I think 5 years ago was a very different situation for all of us.
Of course it was. It was 5 years ago. It was different than now.
I was so little. And I just got pregnant with Lily around that same time. So we were nesting and healing, and also
healing.
I don't even know I had bandwidth at that time to think about what the big picture dream was. There was no plan. It was just, let's get through these next couple years, create community, which was always so important to both of us in our new environment.
Okay. I am the prosecutor. I've got my timeline. 5 years ago. Oh, we were nesting. We were healing with the tens of millions of dollars my husband fled with in royal monies. Okay. Here's my timeline. 5 years ago was 2020. That was Megxit. And I'm going to go through it. April 2019, Prince Harry announces his deal with Oprah and Apple TV. CNBC headline from 2019, Apple's latest TV talent is Prince Harry, and he's teaming up with Oprah. That's before Megxit. So they're already plotting as media entities. Megxit is announced January 8th, 2020. That is 8 months later. Headline from the BBC News, January 8th, 2020. Prince Harry and Meghan to step back as senior royals. That's January 8th, 2020. September 2020, the Netflix deal is announced. This is 5 years ago, remember. We're healing. We're nesting. We're not thinking. We don't have the bandwidth. We couldn't possibly. The Guardian headline, September 2nd, 2020. Harry and Meghan sign multi-year Netflix deal. I'm just going to put a pin in this right now because there are more deals at the same time to just tell you this one thing. This is how it works. And I'm not Harry and Meghan, but I've signed enough deals in my time, whether book deals or options for TV or movies or like employment contracts. How it works, it takes months. It takes months. You're drawing up contracts. You're going back and forth. Your team, their team. Meghan loves the phrase redlining because it makes her sound such an entertainment insider. All that is like any given lawyer redlining through a contract and saying, we'd like to strike this out. We'd like to add this. Are you okay with this? Then when all is said and done and those months of negotiations are wrapped up, then it's determined when the announcement will be made, who makes the announcement, who signs off on the announcement, and who stays quiet until said announcement is made, and then what the other party can say. So the idea that Meghan and Harry suddenly got these offers and signed them like within weeks of fleeing Buckingham Palace is bullshit. Just my opinion. They were in negotiations long before they descended on California. And if this so-called reporter or interviewer had done a smidgen of her fucking homework or reading, she would have had an interview that would have gone viral because she would have been saying, hey, I've got this timeline and it contradicts with exactly what you're saying. And I know Meghan's lying because she's got so many tells. We all know them. And one of those tells is just closing our eyelids and fluttering them. And I just didn't have the bandwidth. She's a fucking liar. Back to the timeline. Spotify deal announced December 2020. CNBC headline dated December 15th, 2020. Prince Harry and Meghan will produce and host podcasts for Spotify, starting with a holiday special in December. July 2021. $20 million book deal announced. Vanity Fair headline, July 26, 2021. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle reportedly working on a book about leadership and philanthropy. That never came to fruition because it sounds boring as fuck, but we got Spare. March 2021, the Oprah interview, the famous shot heard round the world.
When I was pregnant, all around this same time, so we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title. And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
What? Oprah was loving it. Oprah was licking her lips. She was like, this is the money quote. Okay, I'm getting Super Bowl numbers. And we all know those claims fell apart like, you know, a cheap piñata. But, you know, Meghan's out here still slinging her bullshit. That was 5 years ago, and I was just nesting, and I was pregnant, and I had a baby, and we were just nesting and healing, and I didn't have the bandwidth to plan a multimedia empire that I subsequently, like, blew up with my inane bullshit because nobody believes the thing I have to say. Now, as to why, Meghan wrapped up this little tour she did the past couple of weeks with this wound up in her Instagram reel, I believe, and then this went viral because everybody pulled it out. You know, Meghan just wants to be a regular person, as she told Bloomberg's Emily Chang. Gosh, like the one thing I want people to know about me is like, I'm just a real person. You know, she just wants to be a person in the world. That's it. She just wants to be a person. And we got the visual of her with her embroidered Longchamp huge bag on top of her luggage, monogrammed with an enormous D and an enormous S for Duchess of Sussex. So it's not that we want to be spotted in the private lounge at JFK, wheeling our shit through with, you know, we just privacy, please, privacy, please. And this brings me to one of the foremost contributions to the culture made in the past 4 years. I'm going to say 3 years. Okay, so this was 2 years. Sorry, 2 years ago. This clip on YouTube, and this is just a clip, it's not the full episode, has over 3.2 million views. Okay, again, people in the media, take note. You want some relevance? Come over to our side of the street, okay? If we'll have you at this point. Meghan wants privacy. She just wants her privacy. So let's take a look at this indelible clip from the Meghan and Harry South Park episode called Worldwide Privacy Tour.
Down with the monarchy! We deserve our privacy! Fuck these people.
Speaking for America. Fuck these people. Jones Road Beauty has revolutionized makeup routines for good. Created by makeup legend Bobbi Brown, their products are lightweight, they blend easily, and they give you an effortless look that doesn't look like makeup. The creamy lip pencils are perfectly bold without being overdone, and they last throughout the day. Miracle Balm, the hero product, is an all-in-one tint that can be used as a highlighter, blush, or bronzer to give your skin that flushed, fresh, healthy glow. What sets Jones Road apart is the simplicity. It's just high-quality, versatile products made with clean ingredients, no toxins, no junk. Plus, it's American made, and it's named after Jones Road out in my stomping grounds in East Hampton. If you're ready to give Jones Road Beauty a try, use code NERVE at jonesroadbeauty.com and get a free gift with your purchase. jonesroadbeauty.com, code NERVE.